So it's your
All
show,
right,
your
bet,
rules.
bet.
Set it off.
All right, what's up, everybody? Beats by Lonzo in the building again. I got my man Kaleaf Wins here. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I mean, this is off the cuff. This is nothing written down, nothing um, pre thought of, nothing premeditated. Just us off the cuff. And I mentioned a couple times that Kaleaf has been the person that has reached out to me to tell me that, hey, your shit is fucked up. So um, I
What?
want to say, I want to say, I appreciate you, man, for telling me that I'm on the path, but I need to, get back on course. So
But here's
thank
the
you for
thing.
your.
No problem. But here's the thing. I have a select 12 people that hit me up because when it comes to content creation, nobody on planet Earth has it all figured out. It's like a pilot. You have to like adjust sales. We are all adjusting sales. So I'm glad that I was helping in those process, but understand that there's 12 foots in my back from 12 people around me that gets me in order on a regular basis, on an actually daily basis every time I post.
Well, I'm glad you got that team around you because I'm out here floating solo. I'm like, hey, this is what I do. I'm just gonna get up and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So really, I've been on this thing for about a year and a half where I thought, you know what, I need to monetize my social media because it's always the end goal to have 7 streams of income coming in, and in order to stay on the millionaire path, and having the streams of income is one of those. Social media monetization is one of those things that can help me get the 7 streams of income that I'm looking for. So to make my time bide correctly the way I wanted to, I thought that I should spend time into making my social media work for me because I'm on social media all the time. So um, I want to talk about some of the steps that I went through as far as where I am right now to get to the road to monetizing my social media. So one thing that Khalif told me that I should do is get in front of the camera and show my face. And at a time, I thought that I was showing my face because I'm an introvert. I like to stay in the house. I like to stay in my secluded area. I like to stay where I'm comfortable. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted.
No, you were
Um,
parentally interrupted. So I
yeah,
mean that's not
yeah.
rude at all. Like we parents,
It's
because
summertime.
for the next 2 days, both of my kids will be home. So I'm trying to knock all this out now.
Yeah, I feel you. I am in a space where I'm held to her what she want to do. She has a calendar, what's on the calendar, what she's supposed to do. But other than that, on the times where she don't have nothing scheduled, I got to figure it out. But anyway, Khalif said I need to get in front of the camera, show more of myself. So that's what I decided to do, and it's been working out as he stated. Get in front of the camera. More of my content has been me getting in front of the camera and staying with the process of uploading the videos as I have, but now working with making more short form content to bring people to the longer form content. So that's the biggest thing that's made the difference in my page. And like overnight, in 30 days, no shit, I was at almost 100 subscribers in 30 days.
Give it
So
up. Give it up. Listen. Slow progress better than no progress. Cause listen, I was slower than you at the beginning. So big shout out to you.
yeah, I had before I started on my thing of working out my YouTube, I had like 15, 20, maybe 35 subscribers at the most, and I wasn't funneling anything to YouTube. That was just a word of mouth. Hey, bro, I got a YouTube. Just join me on YouTube. And so yeah, to get double, triple the amount of subscribers that I started out with just in a month of just posting stuff is wild to me. So that's one of the things that I say you'd have to do is keep your content flowing and break your content down and bring the viewers to your long form content from your shorts and short form videos. And then you in there inside there kind of like you keep it keep it fresh. Throw some different types of content in there. Like you'll see some Corvette content in there. You'll see some other car content on my page, just to kind of sprinkle myself in other varieties and sections of YouTube to bring them back to my page. But monetizing social media is Kaleaf's thing. So if you need somebody that could walk you through social media and how to make it work for you, you should talk to Kaleaf and pick his brain. And it may not be free. You may have to, pay for his time, but that's what he is spent time going to school and spent his years of tutelage on learning how to do these things. So you have to pay for those kind of things. So
Yeah, yeah, and it's crazy that you said that, and thank you for sharing that. The reason that I've had to have a consultation because I was being taken advantage of in social media the same way I used to be taken advantage of as a producer. What am I talking about? You know how it is. We make beats, but like, yeah, we got beats, and then you're around a great set of artists. They're like, yo, give me this beat, give me this free beat, free beat, free beat, free beat, and I couldn't pay my bills. I was like, okay, I'm making 10 beats a day, and I'm giving all these beats out, but how am I keeping my lights on? And as a producer, I got super frustrated. I was like, bro, I can't keep on giving. And there's nothing wrong with free beats to create relationships. I get that. But I need to support myself as I create this content because that machine MK3 that I used to have was $600. The MPC I purchased a while back was $2,300. And the MPC key, when it first came out, that was $2,000 when it came out. And my laptop was like $2,000. And I was like, bro, I'm investing all this money in equipment. But when it comes to something that I really love to do, which is production, I need to start a business off of that. And because of how I was jerked in the production sphere until I got smarter, because I'll talk about that later, when I went over to social media, it wasn't something I wanted to do. I didn't want to be in front of the camera. The only reason I became a content creator, point blank, period, true, and took it seriously, is because I was at, and I'll say this on my channel, and things of that nature as well. I was at horrible job environments where I was working, and they would telling me, hey, we need a social media department, and I would help create the social media department, or I'll be part of a social media organization in the company, and they were just stealing ideas. And when I started getting that kind of like free beat theft energy that I remember feeling as a producer, I was like, if the job I work for is stealing the same way that a lot of people were stealing production, you're gonna have to pay me for this time. And this to make it real simple, and just so you guys can understand, Kaleaf Wins. I'm a full-time content creator. I've been a full-time content creator for 2 years. Literally quit my job over 24 months ago, because I said, you know what? Instead of working for companies, helping them, and them giving me like scraps off of all the helping that I'm getting them for recruitment, retention, and their organizations to get like hundreds of thousands of dollars like every quarter. I was like, bro, I need to do this for myself and earn a living, and plus I love it. And this is why I want to tell every producer that watches this, or if you are a producer that watches, number one, the internet is not oversaturated. Why? Because there's only one you. And that's what I told Lonze. I was like, who wants to be in front of the camera? But nobody can sell their business like they can sell their business. And people don't buy the product, they buy the personality behind the product. Now, nobody's telling you to shuck and jive or be funny or not be yourself, but you're going to have to be yourself 100% to really market what you're putting out, because that's the only way that's going to separate you, whether you're a producer, content creator, or own a business. And in these 2 years, I'm monetized on TikTok, monetized on Facebook, or Meta, whatever they call me. And I get paid from Facebook at the end of the month, and I get paid from TikTok at the beginning of the month. Again, I don't have millions of followers. You can go check out my stuff on Kaleaf, at Kaleaf Wins on TikTok, and things of that nature. You'll see I'll be 1,700 followers. But out of that 1,700 followers, I have TikTok subscribers. Out of that 1,700 followers, I have a link in bio for my services. Out of that 1,700 followers, I have affiliate programs that I'm joined, because we all got to pay the bills. And I live in New York City. And New York City, living as a parent of 2 is not cheap. And regular income you need just to survive above water monthly in New York City is $5,000 based a month. People are like, oh my God, that's a lot. No, it's not. New York rent on the average is $2,500 a month. Let's talk about that. If you don't have a car, transportation is going to run you $300, $350 if you go back and forth to work. The groceries, don't even talk about it. Minimum $600 a month. When you got 2 kids, let's hike that to $1,000 a month. Daycare, $1,000 a month, so on and so forth. So, let's say I went full time making beats, I would take my social media mind and say, okay, What can I put out there content-wise that will funnel me to help me pay the end of the month bills? And for the producers that are watching this, like, oh my God, I ain't doing all that. Well, guess what? If if I decide to say I'm not doing all that, then that's going to affect how much I'm going to get paid at the end of the month. If you do this full time, some people like, I work a full time job. I got 3 kids or 4 kids. I ain't got time for that. Well, then I had to ask myself and make the hard decision within myself. Do I really want to do this? And if I don't, am I comfortable working at a job that's not paying me my worth? And I feel like I'm dying inside 8 hours a day helping another company get rich. So I said I had to have a real conversation with my wife before I quit my job. I was like, yo, it's going to be rough the first six to 8 months. It's going to be super rough. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I flipped my gear. I sold a lot of production gear. I was like, okay, that's going to hold me over a particular time. But it got rough because I kept on listening to everybody on these sites, and I did not apply measurements. And I have a content strategy book that's about to come out, in the summer, for people to get something step by step, because I hate gurus. That's why I never wanted to put my face out on the internet. I was like, oh, I don't want to sound like one of these gurus. Then one of my homies from the street and another homie who's a celebrity DJ was like, nah, man, we need somebody that speaks like you, that just gets straight to the point. So let me get straight to the point. If you're a producer and you're saying, how I'm going to monetize off of social media, the first thing I'm going to tell everybody to do, write down your monthly expenses. Number one, I did it myself. How much I got to pay for rent? How much I got to pay for electric? How much I got to pay for internet? How much I got to pay for gas? How much I got to pay for savings? What's my debt consolidation at the end of the month? How much I got to pay for my car note? How much is gas? If I got kids, what are those expenses? And write your whole business expense sheet. Once you get to that end of month number, then you times that times 12. It's like, okay, that's my annual number. Great. Now that you know what you need to make a living, the second step is, okay, I'm a producer. What are the usual ways that producers make beats? Monetize their production. Here are the top 5 usual. I'll go to top 10. Top usual, beat leases. Second, exclusive beats. Third, monthly subscriptions and things of that nature for artists that want to monthly subscribe. Fourth, you can sell sound kits and presets and stuff like that. Fifth, you can have streaming projects, things like that, but we all know how streaming things are. Those are the top 5 around there. Here's an added 5. Like, if I want to get back full into production, I said, I'm going to make money in production because I need at least $5,000 minimum a month. Off top, I'm creating a Bandcamp page. People are like, what's Bandcamp? Go to bandcamp.com. Why do I suggest Bandcamp? Bandcamp has its own community, and you can have followers on Bandcamp. Some people are like, I'm not doing that. Why not? You release the beat tape. You sell it for $15 on Bandcamp. Even if you got 100 sales, that's more money than you would get out of streaming for a year, crossing your fingers for millions of streams. That's one great reason you should have Bandcamp. Like, if I literally went full into production, I'm starting a Bandcamp page. I'm selling beat tapes every month at $15 a pop. Then you get followers and you can grow a community, because the name of this social media game is not about how many followers you have. I'm telling everybody, and I'm learning this the hard way. It's about your community. Who comes back to you every day? And mind you, come back to where? Come back to where? If I don't have a community of people that mess with me for me, that I'm not going to be able to sell a product to earn a monthly living. I repeat, it's all about building your community. And if any producer watches it, like, yeah, it's oversaturated. Number one, stop with the negative thinking. And number two, remember this: the producers that are not with what I'm saying, just think about it like this: the people that doubt what I'm saying, realize and ask yourself, well, if I believe that what he's saying is cap and doesn't work, how many other producers are actually cashing checks a month doing some of the things that I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. You have to replace your doubts and say, if somebody's making cash a month, why not me? I'll do it in my usual New York stuff. Why not me? So let me backtrack. If you was into production and I'm like, yo, let me use my imagination. Let's say you live in a state, you're like, I need $7,000 a month to live. You got to break that down mathematically. What are my products that I'm going to sell a month? Number one, as I said, bandcamp.com, start a page, sell beat tapes. Why? You can collect customer information. Free downloads, get an email. That's for your newsletter. You can keep them in tow. Sell your beat tapes. That's one. Beat lease. Oh, I don't want to sell beat lease. Okay, you don't want to sell beat leases, but where's your income coming from to make a living? Let's say you have to ask yourself as a producer, and I ask myself this: what are the areas that I like to specialize when it came to my beats? I love Ableton. So if you love, and me and Lonze just had a conversation, if you love a particular DAW, Then the second thing I would strongly suggest is that you create a YouTube page and you live stream you producing in your digital audio workstation of choice. Somebody's like, how is that going to make me money? Did you know that currently now on YouTube, all you need is 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, and you can start earning monthly memberships through YouTube, and you can start getting paid on super chats on live, and you can sell products directly from your YouTube page. So first source of income, if I'm trying to pay my bills a month, bandtab.com, beat leases. Second source is to create your YouTube channel and create a following live streaming. Because as long as they know, and as I'm learning too, the more we live stream, the more our watch hours go out. The more we live stream, the more subscribers come out. And then when me and Lonze hit that watch hour and that subscriber point, I'm currently at what? 430 subscribers. I'm like, what, 70 subscribers away? And I wasn't even taking YouTube that seriously. I was Mr. TikTok live stream. I'm cashing out on Facebook, heavy on Facebook, but it's different platforms. So that's the second way. Get monetized on YouTube. Think about it this way. YouTube says, according to their monetization procedures, they take 70% off of every membership you get. Okay, let's do the math. Let's say you you sell. You take 70% of the subscription. They take 30% cut. You sell the subscription for $6. I don't have a calculator, but let's say 70% that you get out of that is like $4. You get 5,000 subscribers a month. 5 times 4 is 20. Do the math. That'll pay your whole bills for 2 months off of YouTube. But again, you're either going to be one of two type of people. Mm-hmm. One, I doubt anything regarding this, and I'm going to come up with excuses. Or two, I'm going to take the next 24 months of my life. Oh, my God, 2 years? Yes, if you really want it bad enough. 2 years of my life, and I'm going to try it to see if it works. 2 years is going to go anyway. So why don't you invest 2 years? If you start any business, I don't care if you start a laundromat, you start washing cars, it's going to take 2 years to pop anything off. And guess what? On social media, you might think it might be 2 years. You might pop off in 6 months. You might think about 2 years and your first video goes viral, but we're not banking on virality. You're banking on putting your product out. So while you sleep, there's opportunities for you to get cash. Because with every YouTube video you post, you can put the link to your beat tape. With every YouTube video you post, you can put a link for people to join your email newsletter list. The goal is not followers. The goal is not subscribers. The goal is to have a community of people that mess with you and only you. And that's what I told Lonze about the lesson I had to learn. I don't like to be on camera. I don't like people knowing my business. But who can sell and who can sell you better than you? Who can sell you better than you? Lonze's low key, but I know somebody else that's real chill and low key, and he has a Papa community, Poli Popo in production. I say this all the time. He is the best example. Poli Popo is chill. He's relaxed. He has a slower pace than what people are checking for normally. But he has a strong community that will stay and watch every video. Why? Because he built a following being himself. Again, New York style. Being himself. And that's what I'm telling everybody. As a producer, in this era right now, the streaming era, the short attention span era, that everybody's flicking towards something really fast, no attention span. In order to stand out, you're going to have to live stream and have a YouTube channel. 100%. I'm sorry. And if you don't think that you're going to, well, good luck. Because if you're really trying to do anything full time, I do content creation full time, and I'm a producer. But I put all my bank in content creation. Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, I put all my bank into content creation because at the end of the day, Facebook pays me monthly, TikTok pays me monthly, and guess what? I love to do this. And if I'm going to wherever I'm getting the bag quicker. But see, for everybody watching, you might say, I just want to make beats. Cool. Live stream every night making beats on your dial of choice. Me and my friend Lonze had a conversation before he came on there. I repeat myself. I have a friend. I like using Ableton. I have friends that love using FL. I got a friend that loves using Cubase. I got people that, some of them love using Pro Tools. Start a live stream channel because people will tune in, people will watch, and then after a while, people get used to your personality. But if you don't live stream, if you're not on social media every day, and now again, let me be specific, and this is a gem for everybody. If you don't feel like posting videos every day, live stream for 2 hours once a week and cut up that 2-hour footage to post 5 times a day. 5 times 5 is what? 25. So you mean to tell me that you can't do a live stream once a week for 2 hours and cut up 25 pieces of 2-minute footage? Last I checked, 25 posts could be 25 2-minute segments. 25 times 2 is 50. That's 50 minutes. If you
Or
don't feel
30
like
minutes.
posting, no,
Or
times
30
2.
minutes. You can break it. You can break it down.
You can break it down.
30-minute lives. Break
Yeah,
it down to 1-minute sections of 30 minutes. That's 30 videos.
yeah,
Now you
and
got 30
again,
videos.
those videos have to do what to everybody watching? They have to be call to action to your inventory. So let me pull back. I said a lot. I'm a full-time content creator of being a content creator. If you are a producer, and let's say somebody say, "Yo, Kaleaf, I got 10 artists for the next year. They want you to work with them exclusively." Or somebody just says, "You know what, Kaleaf, I really think," if I just woke up in the morning and say, "You know what, I want to make a full-time as a producer." I'm dead seriously. This is me. I'm not saying this is y'all. I'm live streaming every night. I'm starting my Bandcamp. I'm starting my production-based YouTube channel. I'm live streaming every night. I'm posting content that directs people to my Beatly store in my link in bio. I'm live streaming and posting, chopping up the videos to direct people to my Bandcamp beat tape that'll be released by. I will create beat tapes twice a month. Why? We all sitting on hundreds of beats we ain't used that we think is trash, that's not good enough. Think about this. The average beat tape has 10 tracks on it, right? Every producer watching this, every month we got fucking 30 drafts. Pardon me for cursing. 30 drafts. We have 30 drafts in our hard drive right now. Just drafts. That's 3 beat tapes. And 3 times 15, what? $45. That's off one sale off for 3 tapes. But if you got 50 people, 100 people, but see again, that was the biggest misconception I had when it came to social media. I kept on doubting what can be possible because I kept on overthinking and not posting. That is going to be the biggest detriment to any producer, any content creator. We kill our momentum by not being consistent. We kill our momentum by not having a plan and a strategy put in place. And we kill our momentum from doubt on how skilled we need to be. Here's something that'll comfort you. Go to TikTok, go to Facebook, go to YouTube, go to Instagram. Type in beats and start looking at people's content. You're going to see people that have a bunch of comments, a bunch of followers, and a bunch of YouTube subscribers, and you're going to be like, wow, how did they do that? They're just being themselves, but they were consistent. They built a following that messes with them. For instance, Jay Cactus has a great following for FL Studio. Larry O has a great following for FL Studio. Accurate Beats has a great following for MPC. Malo Beats has a great following for MPC. I can go on and on. Poli Popo has a great following for that. So on and so forth. Jade Wee has a great following for Doubtless Gear. There's no SP Vids has a great following for SP. Nobody has an excuse. Nobody has an excuse to not do this. And again, I'm not pumping some like get rich quick scheme. I'm pumping grow your community truth. If you have 24 months in your life and you literally say, number one, I need a strategy. I need to execute it. I need to be consistent. If you need help with that, like Lonze said, you can hit my link in bio at my YouTube page. Link in bio is at Kaleaf Wins, as you see in the screen, at Kaleaf Wins NYC, or you can go in his description and have my link. You can set up a consultation one time, and I'll give you a strategy and a PDF that you can go through with it and implement it. But we first need this, like I told you before. Write down your monthly financial needs and your annual financial needs. Then write down your product. Well, what am I going to sell for my production? Again, if it was me, Bandcamp page to sell beat tapes, BeatStars.com page to sell beat leases. You know what I'm saying? If I make packs, have something for my packs, and have your link in bio and all the tabs there and everything there. I would join some music affiliate programs and things of that nature, have those links there. I will have merch for sale through drop shipping. Type this in Google, drop shipping store, drop shipping merch, and sell merch through there. And then you do live streams, you pump out content, you edit content to drive traffic to those products, and that will begin the process. But again, it's about growing a community that trusts you. And in order for people to trust you, they have to see you show up every day. If you're not in a position to post every day, live stream once or twice at least a week and chop up content and direct traffic to your products. That's the best advice. This is not rocket science. Guess what? Nobody in social media knows everything. Everybody swears they know everything. We don't know everything, but you have to try. I told this to Lonze a while back, and I learned this from watching the video of somebody. I forgot who said this. Matter of fact, Gary Vee said this. No, it was somebody else. This guy said, and he runs a social media marketing agency. This guy said, somebody came up to me and says, how long will it take for me to understand what type of style of posting I have? He told the social media agency guy told him, create 700 videos and you'll see. And he's like, what? He says, after you post 700 videos, you're never going to need to ask anybody any questions. So let me flip it to the producers, because I'm a producer. I know what it's like. That's like us saying, and I told it to Lonze. I said, hey, Lonze, how was it using this piece of software? How was it using this? Lonze can only tell me how machine software works to a certain extent, but unless I make 700 beats in that software, I'm not going to get all the answers I need. Mm-hmm. And that's the same thing. Think about making a living as a producer the same way you would think about explaining how to use the software you use to make beats to somebody who never make beats. That's the best correlation I can share to people. Like if a producer says, oh, I've never used MPC, or I've never used Ableton, and you are master at that software, at that piece of production gear, approach content creation like explaining to somebody who's never made the beat how to approach it, because we have to be kind to ourselves. That's what it is. This is a lot of information for a lot of people. I know I talk too much stuff. Like maybe that's why I'm built for live stream. I talk too much. But for any producers that watches this, this doesn't have to be hard if you have an implemented strategy. If you want to just get the quick help to that, hit my contact info that's going to be in Lonze's description, and hit me up on my link in bio on my YouTube page. I can most definitely help you out with a conversation. That's that. Move that to the side. Great. If you're into that and you want me directly and we can talk, we can do that. Second step, itemize your business, your home, make a living needs. Third step, what products will you be selling? Fourth step, what is your content posting schedule for the week? Like, I'll give you my content posting schedule. Right now, before I even got on this live with Lonze, I'm in the middle of editing 4 videos. Why? Let me give you an example. Because I'm doing something called content batching. What is content batching? We all have 30 days in a month. I got 2 kids, 2 young kids. I'm married. I don't have time to be on the internet all day, right? I don't have time. So what I'm doing, taking out this one day, I'm creating content that'll automatically post for me for the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks, so that I don't have to be on the internet. What I did was and Lonze's seen it, I had 2 live stream shows that were 2 hours a pop. So that's 4 hours. Out of that 4 hours, I'm breaking up 100 pieces of content, which is taking me all day after this interview and even before I did some. And then it's going to automatically post on my social media. And then that content directs people to my link about to my product base or what I offer. And that's how I'm building that community. You got to add value, because it ain't about sell. People got to know why you here, what am I about, what am I good at, and what do I love to do. I'm showing what I love to do, which is obviously, you hear me talking like this, but I'm showing people what I'm skilled at, which is what I'm doing here. And I'm also showing people that we are all the same. I say this to anybody that speaks to me in a conversation. Oh, well, what makes you better? I'm not. I'm figuring it out, but I'm implementing, I'm executing, I'm being consistent, and I research what I do. You have to master your craft. Last thing I'll say in this. I grew up around a famous blues man, famous to the Eastern region. It's my homeboy's grandfather, Sam Taylor. And he's done blues for like decades. He's done a lot of hire for musician work with famous celebrities and funk stars and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, man, why are you 60 years old sleeping with your guitar? He said, hey, brother, you got to know your instrument, man. He said, I wake up and practice. I come off a gig and practice. I'm on the way to get. You got to master your craft, because you just never know when the call going to come in for you to do some session work. I just never understood that as a kid. But as I got older in production, when I first got my MPC, and I was like, yo, why do I keep on doing drum patterns OD just to do drum patterns? Why am I just keep on putting myself on 15-minute drills? But then when I was in situations where I had to be in a recording studio with an artist who did not like the beats that I played, I had to make one from scratch. But the only way I made one from scratch is because of those hours and days and months of practicing drum patterns, creating beats real fast, using different styles, learning different styles of production. There's even times where I didn't have my MPC, I didn't have my laptop. I show up to a session and that person had Logic Pro. But I triggered in my mind, I know how to do drum patterns. I know how to do arrangement. I know how to create a melody. I know how to create the intro, the verse, the arrangement really quick in these other DAWs and other platforms that no matter on what software I'm on, I can hop on and I can create something for the artist. That's the same mindset when it comes to how to monetize on social media. It's like you have to have the open mind to continuously learn. I'm always curious. I function by the mindset of unless I got $10 million in the bank, we are all on the same level. Like, I don't have $10 million in the bank yet. So with that, but I know particular things. And if somebody wants to invest in a console with me, great. I will share the 16 years of social media strategy that I've done for nonprofit and for-profit organizations in New York to you. But things have to be worked for. It's like it's like this. Last thing I say. It's like this. I'm in the process of learning finally how to mix and master my tracks instead of depending on isotope, right? Like, or presets. We all know as producers, there's the making the beat mind, and then there's the scientific mixing down, mastering engineer brain. Those are two different brains, and everybody ain't got it. So that's how I want producers to think about when it comes to venturing on how to monetize social media. Yes, you've mastered this craft, but keep it very simple in your journey and treat yourself as the same beginner you was when you first got your first DAW, your beat machine, your drum machine. You got to start small, but be consistent. Start small, but be consistent daily. I've given you guys a lot of strategy in this conversation. Sorry for talking, but I love talking about this. But again, like Lonze said, if you really want to get that one-on-one conversation with me and get your strategy going on, hit me up at KaleafwinsNYC. Kaleaf wins, spelled like it does in the screen right here. On my YouTube page, go on my link about reserve a consultation, because at the end of the day, we are all figuring out and we are all trying to get a bag, but more important than money, build your community. Because something that I envy is my podcast friends who can sell out a real venue in New York City because they have a community of at least 500 people that will pay $15 for tickets. Now that's winning in social media to me. Social media is cool, but if you can take your followers and get there's 100 diehard fans from your social media page that will come see you live performing your beats, see you live at a concert and pay for tickets. That's for me the goal of social media. Community, not money. It's not money. It's community. Because why? Don't make the mistake that people made. Last example, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, but a long time ago, 12 years ago, true story, I'm not going to say the page. I was really big on Twitter. I'm talking about, this is 2012, 2011. I was big on Twitter under a name I'm not going to say. Nobody saw my face, barely. They saw my pictures. But I was really like in these comments, having a great time. I had a name. I had to disband the page because it freaked me out. In late 2011, I lost my job. True story. I had to sell my turntables, my music equipment, sell my records and my book. I was homeless. True. New York City. Homeless. Trying to find a job. I would go to music industry events, or I would go to different types of events, and I would DJ for money and stuff like that and blah, 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 blah. And people would say, oh, that's, and I'm not going to say the Twitter page name, that's, oh my God. And people were treating me like a celebrity, but I was broke as hell. People would give me money randomly. I was like, yo, what's going on? This is kind of weird. And it's kind of scared me. There was only like, 5 pictures of my face on that Twitter page. And then it connected. I was like, and this is like 12 years ago. I created such a relationship with people that enjoyed the content that I posted on Twitter. Now, if you guys don't know, Twitter is just writing things and probably sharing things. It's all intellect. Well, that's what it used to be before it turned to X. Yeah. But it's all posting. I had fame to the point where, and this is a true story, I actually cracked a joke with my wife about this. I was like, yo, Kel was crazy. Remember back in the days, I had a lot of adult entertainers thinking I was an adult entertainment director just because of my Twitter. And people were inviting me to events because of what I posted on a virtual social media platform. And then I got freaked. I'm not going to lie. I got freaked out because I would go to the village with my wife. People was like, oh, that's my @ name. That's my @ name. And I didn't like that type of attention. I was like, bro. And I deactivated that page. And I had to pull back. I was like, oh. And I'm saying that story to share to everybody else. What you post on a forever internet will have positive repercussions based on what you post, or negative repercussions based on what you post. That's why I'm stressing people. Be yourself. Don't be a caricature or a fake clout chasing person of yourself. You feel what I'm saying? Be yourself. And that's what I would suggest.
Well, thank you for your undeniable intellect and your everything that you're sharing for free. And yeah, I'm always taking notes, man. Every time we talk, I always find a jewel in something that you say, and I always find a, a place where I'm short, where I need to multiply that. So again,
No,
I
we all need
appreciate
each
it.
other. Bro,
Yeah,
your
you can't do it
conversations are
by
helpful to
yourself.
me.
No matter what nobody says, you can't do it all by yourself. You always need somebody to come in, and even if it's just to be a listening ear, you always need somebody to be on your side to do just that. So I appreciate you being a listening ear, and also just offering your 2 cents, even if I didn't even know I needed it, and then based off of that one conversation, we're here. We got a video on YouTube right now where we did a video on
MPC
why you
stems.
should be, yeah, MPC stems.
10,000 views. You and me on the
10,000
10,000
views.
views wave. That was
Yeah,
facts. But let's give an example with that. I actually brought
yeah.
that video up. I was like, I did a video on my homeboy Lonze, got 10,000 views. And this is what people do when it comes to social media. We kick ourselves in the ass, but not having the ability to replicate those efforts. Remember the difference between numbers and community, right? My YouTube page is all my passions wrapped up to one. Production. I do my morning motivation show. I do my Kaleaf win shows. Then I have my important topic-based shows. When somebody's entering that store, your social media page, and this is the example for everybody watching, they got to know what they're in there for. They're going to see content production on my pages. As a content creator or a producer that creates content to funnel to their business, you always got to say, do people know what they're going to get when they consistently come to my channel? That's one. Two, stop tripping off the numbers. Yeah, we did a video, 10,000 views. I was like, oh my God. But then I had to look at it mathematically. Okay, why did that video do so many numbers? Number one, MPC stems just came out. And everybody and their mama that had their content hat on was like, if I create content like this now, right when the iron's hot, then my numbers are going to go up. But here's the thing, though. If me and Lonze I posted his stuff. Let's say me, because I had his stuff posted in the description. If I had a production-based product, again, to producers, that I plugged in that video and that I had in my description, I probably could have caught 1,000 sales off of those 10,000 views from my product. See what I'm talking about?
Right.
I learned more from my mistakes. But one thing we should not do, or you should not do, don't worry about how many views you got.
Right.
Just worry about the community you're building. Because I would rather 100 strong people that came back and really just vibe with me every time I went live than just having all those numbers in that one video. And I was kicking myself in the butt for like a couple months, like, damn, why are my other videos going up? I said, brother, your page has something for producers. Your page has something for this, something for this, something for that. Where is your community?
Just that
Right?
it's possible. I bring it up because people wouldn't think that it's possible to get 20 views on a video, and we just don't know that was spur of the moment. Just, hey, let's jump on a video and talk about such and such.
This was spur of the moment. This is
Yeah,
fun.
this video was spur of the moment as well.
Well, can I say one more thing?
Go
Can I
ahead.
say one more thing? Everybody watching this, do you realize that this video today is based on a conversation that me and Lonze had, and Lonze was like, I want to post this on my page. This is something that we all miss, all producers. You may be having some fire conversations on your phone with your production homies that should be shows. Why should we do that, Kaleaf Wins? Because it's building your community. How many great podcasts started off of conversations? Stop wasting content on the telephone and just go post your episode to your production channel. Oh, but it ain't talking about beats. So people want to see a producer that has a life in production and a life outside of production that people can relate to. You can't win being fake. You can't win acting like you're just one way. Jermaine Dupri is a vegan. He talked about the vegan ice cream products. Jazzy Faye has a motivate. Like, they're more than just producers. David Banner has social activism. He's a producer. Like, the producers and again, I don't have a problem with production content. Me, I'm gonna be totally transparent. I made a decision to stop doing production-based content because I was more than a producer, right? And in doing that, you can start here with social media. Say, yo, I'm gonna do production content. But you might find out I'm a super movie buff. You may find out I'm a fitness buff. But when the viewers see, yo, his beats are tight, I want to invest in it. What did I say earlier in the conversation? People don't invest in products, they invest in people that represent products. You may start off saying, yo, I like doing beats. Great, do the beats. But show people other areas. Don't tell people your personal life. I'm going to keep it right now. You're going to cause a bunch of trouble. But I'm saying, show people that you are a producer, but you're more than a producer. And I only figured that out because when I started my YouTube channel, it was production. But I was like, nah, man, I want to talk about more than that. That's why I stopped doing production-based content. When I get a new instrument that I really love, I'm going to start doing production-based content. But in the meantime, it's the Kaleaf Win Show. You go to my YouTube channel, you can see that I talk about some real issues. The last video I did was why people denouncing the Divine Nine. Did another episode about how to thrive against divorce. Thrive after divorce. Another episode I speak with a sexologist. But I would not have gone to that chamber of content if I didn't start somewhere. But you're going to have to start. There is no overthinking. For anybody watching this, stop. Producers, we are notorious for overthinking. A paralysis by analysis. You know why? Because we're producers, we are natural editors. We are editors. Let me clip this intro. Oh, let me do this. Let me copy paste this. Let me flip the. We are consistently flipping arrangements in production that we flip so many arrangements before we post a video that we don't post. I would rather everybody watching this last thing I'll say. After you see this video, I give you a challenge. If you take the next 24 weeks, that's 6 months by the way, and you say every day for 24 weeks, I'm just going to do a live stream. After my live stream, I'm going to edit up 10 pieces of videos from it and then post it to my pages. But I'm going to point people to my email list or point people to my product for sale. I guarantee you, you're going to literally build your community slow but steady. Or you can sit and overthink. And again, as I said before, if you really want a direct one-on-one consultation with me, hit me up in my link in bio. For sure, I got you.
For sure, 100%. Appreciate that. I don't know if you're able to hear this round of applause, but I'm giving my man a round of applause in the building.
No problem, man.
We're talking about longevity. This game that we're playing is longevity. Because the game is going to change. Streaming is going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Content creation is going to change. Social media is going to change. You know, if it's not TikTok and YouTube today, it's going to be something else and something else tomorrow. So you're going to have to change with the times, and you're going to have to figure out how to stay in the game if you want to continue doing this for the long term. And longevity is the key to the game. So I want to be around to, even if I never make a dime off of it, I want to be able to impart some of my knowledge or as much of it as possible to the
You will make
masses.
a dime. You're tripping. I've heard your beats. You're going to make more than a dime. Stop capping.
I
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate it. Hey, speaking of that, we talked about earlier about Bandcamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before we talked on the phone, I made some sales on my beat tape, which I didn't make the beat tape. Thank you. I didn't make the beat tape to make sales off of it. I made the beat tape to just showcase that these are the type of beats that I make. And I made sales off of the beat tape this morning.
Brother, but everybody watching this, why is it, and I'm going to ask every producer this question because we all do it and I had to knock it off. Why is it that producers that we're so artistic minded that we're not as business minded and understand our business value? Lonze made sales off his tape. That is an accomplishment. What does that mean on Bandcamp? When you make a sale on Bandcamp, the cool thing about it is that you get the customer, the purchaser's email address. Mm-hmm. That's a customer that you can just nurture that relationship with for future releases. But as producers, we're saying, yo, I just do it for the love. Whereas other industries, such as Tyson Foods that sell chicken or vegan companies that sell this, they love the art of the product they made, but it's a business. Why is that producers, and all producers, do what I did. I tell myself, knock it off. Your product has value. Sell it. Like when it comes to my consultations, I had to stop feeling like that imposter syndrome. Nah, you not. Why not? I have 16 years in the field. Like, are you kidding me? If I want to go to a trainer and get a nice, or if I wanted to go to MMA gym, Am I going to get it from somebody who doesn't have at least a decade of experience in mixed martial arts? I'm going to go to them. So when it comes to producers out there, if you've been producing for 5 years, that's a lot of time. If you've been producing for 20 years and sitting on beat tapes, for the producer, especially, we all suffer from this. I have, and I say this a lot, I have 8 terabytes with beats from 2006 to 2018. I'm crazy not releasing beat tapes for the next 5 years. I'm crazy. Producers, how many beats do you have sitting in your hard drive? And I say this a lot on my Making Better Track show I do for production. Release the beats. Release them as beat tapes and put them on Bandcamp, and you never know. And if you don't believe me, there's a video, type it into YouTube. It's a video with DJ Jazzy Jeff. It's called Die Empty. And he talks to a room full of artists and producers, and he says, give some of the music out and charge for the rest. You'll have a fan base and you can do tours, but you can't sit on your beats, can't sit on your songs. Just die empty. Release everything. Give away some for free, sell some, but and just give it all away. Just die empty. Just release it. Because, and I've said this to myself, I said, yo, Kaleaf, you're not on the production tip right now, but you do realize you can release a beat tape for like every week for the next 3 or 5 years. I said, no, you can't. I said, bro, I got like over 3,000 beats in my hard drive from 2006. But again, not focusing on numbers. Where did those beats come from? What did I say earlier in the conversation? I used to practice the way a guitarist would practice. The people I looked up to I was around musicians. They would practice and record their riffs and record melody ideas and guitars. I did the same thing on an MPC 2000. I did the same thing on Ableton. And speaking of that app, I used to have the iMachine app, and I used to just sample it. I used to drag samples into the iMachine app, and I have at least 1,000 beats from using that app. I got beats from Beatmaker 3 when I used that app. I got beats from the Machine when I had the MK3. I got beats when I had the MPCX. I had beats when I had the MPC Key 61. I had beats when I had the MPC Live 2 when it first came out. The MPC Live 1 when it first came out. I have 3,000 beats, and I'm like, what's the worst thing in the world if I just release beat tapes consistently for like at least 2 years? What's the worst that can happen? A, I can start a community by mistake. B, I might be able to pay bills for the next year. C, I may be invited to be on somebody's project. D, I may literally get sync licensing opportunities. E, I may have my music on a commercial or a video game. But again, the idea is if they're not utilized, they're trapped in our hard drives.
Right.
And it's the same thing with content. It's the producers, when it comes to content creation, the thing I would just tell everybody just to comfort them, we are already creators. We're just taking our creations and shifting it to content. I repeat, we are already creators of music. You can take that information and shift it to content. And again, I don't know all this because I'm the smartest person in the world. No, I'm a person with a short attention span that likes to read a lot, but I like to make mistakes on purpose so I can learn from them. But like I said earlier in the conversation, I have a tribe of people that keep me accountable, A, B, and I purposely become the dumbest person in my circle. I repeat, in order to grow, you have to be the dumbest person in your circle, because if you are the smartest person in your circle, you ain't learning, growing, nothing. I got a fraternity brother. Big shout out to Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. You know the vibes. I got a fraternity brother. He has 15 years of marketing firm experience, and I'm a content creator. I just told him yesterday, I'm the dumbest person in this phone call, but I appreciate our relationship. He says, why would you say that? You're smart. I said, no. I like talking to you because I learned so much. I just shut up and listen. You have to be the dumbest person in your circle. I'm sorry. You got to find circles that have so much acumen. If you want to be a great producer, get around some engineers. Get around some musicians. If you don't know how to play piano, start chilling with bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be that's the only reason I know all this, because I'm purposely finding new circles of relationships where I'm the dumbest person in the circle. So for people saying, oh my God, he's talking so much. Oh my God, he knows so much. I don't know so much. I'm the dumbest person in my circle. And they keep a foot in my back. Oh, I seen you posted that video. What about your SEO? Oh my God, I saw your description. Yeah, that's a good video and all, but your editing sucks. I gotta be the person that people have my foot in my back. You need if in churches or if you have a faith, you need accountability partners. In content creation, I got accountability partners. That's why when Lonze posted, I was like, yo, good job. You being consistent. You doing your thing. because you have to share information because you never know how a person or your life's going to change in 2 years. In 2 years, if anybody watching this, if any producer watching this say, you know what, I'm going to try this. If you give it a 2-year shot, your idea of success or failure will change in the first 6 months. Oh, I first started this off because I saw some dude in a Tribe Called Quest hoodie. You know, that's me. You know what I'm saying? And he said something and I tried it. You might start off as a producer, content creator. You might be the next Kai Cenat. I doubt no possibility. I doubt no possibility. Don't believe me? Watch every famous hip hop producer's documentary or story. How the RZA start. How Havoc from Mobb Deep started making beats. How Havoc from Mobb Deep nearly threw away the Shook Ones 2 beat. Every hip hop producer has such a story, and we've all doubted ourselves at periods of time, but they tried it and they went hard for just a year. Look at the Wu-Tang Saga show. The RZA told the rest of the Wu-Tang members, give me a year and I'll change your life. So the RZA made a decision to get a group of his friends and people that he had alliances with to say, give me 12 months. They were consistent for 12 months. But when it comes to production, and I point the finger to myself too, have I been consistent, if that's not even phrasing, but have I been consistent as a music producer for 12 months out of my life? I can say from 2016 to 2019, yes. And I got paid in that era. But from 2020 when the pandemic hit to now, well, really super going hard 2022 to about 2024, I've been going super hard with content, and I am just coming to the smartness of taking myself from the imposter syndrome level to just saying, yo, I gotta be consistent. Let me just do me. I know what I love to do. I know what I'm passionate about. I post my videos. I have my business mechanism set up. I get paid this time for Facebook at the end of the month, this time for TikTok at the end of the month, and I'm trying to go to the next level. Because just because I'm a content creator today does not mean I won't be a famous firm, a social media manager. Just because I do social media today won't be that I won't be a marketing. Like, you never know how your life can change in 2 years. That goes for anybody watching.
Bet. So, yeah, I think that at this point, use this video as a timestamp, because I'm saying to you in this video, I'm asking you a question, and it's rhetorical. You don't have to answer it. How I think that I'm going to monetize social media from this point on. So, again, like Kaleaf said, that you may start out in one point where you think you're going to be here, and you might end up here. So, use this as a timestamp and see where I am the next 2 years, and see if, you know, if my channel changes from being, you know, monetizing social media to something else. And if I fail, then you have video representation of me failing in real time. But if I'm successful, you also have a visual representation of me succeeding in real time.
But success or failure is based on your perception of what you perceive success or failure to be based on, and your idea of what success or failure is going to be based on is limited to what you're learning about yourself in the process. I repeat that for everybody watching. Success, and I've learned this about myself, I have to stop being hard on myself. I have to stop giving myself unrealistic, unfair expectations. Like when I was a kid, when I was 16, yo, I'm about to get muscles, so by next summer I'm gonna be Diesel. You can't, unless you use I told myself, unless I use like steroids, there's no way I'm getting big muscles in 12 months. I'll be toned, but I was giving myself an unrealistic expectation of what is success and what is failure. I'll make it simple. When you make this personal, any content creator watching, any producer watching this, when you make your production career personal, where it becomes your own internal chip on your shoulder, then success or failure is going to be defined by you getting better every day. Because people people equate, and I have in the past equated success to, yo, I'm gonna get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Why is that my success barometer? Why isn't my success barometer to be, I want to create a content series on this and I want to put it out. I want to see if I could do 1,000 videos a month. Not for people, for me.
But for
so
you,
producers watching, it's like, you have to have the for me type goals. Like, not for other people, because other people will disappoint us. Family members, all producers know, when you told your family members, y'all want to be a producer, some of them believe, but you got doubted on by everybody else, because it's the true saying, your biggest customers are strangers. Your biggest supporters are strangers. Make the success barometer based on weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and quarterly personal accomplishments.
Amen.
Your success or failure is based on you. Like, listen, I'm speaking this into out in the universe. I had a son that turned a year ago, you know what I'm saying, and I had to sell all my equipment. I'm speaking into a universe that somebody's going to bless me with a standalone MPC device. You know what I'm saying? So that because I like producing because it gets rid of my stress. You understand what I'm saying? For some people, people produce for reasons. Production and DJing for me are forms of let me get this stress out. Some people go to the gym. I used to like to go to MMA gyms to get my stress off, but nothing feels better than sitting in front of a standalone piece of gear. Let me drum out how crappy this day at work was feeling like. Let me make a track because my wife pissed me off. Let me get this stress out in this device. So I'm speaking that into existence. Somebody's going to bless you with an MPC XXC. You know what I'm saying? One of these days, because I always want that piece of gear. But my focus right now is content creation, because I'll tell you my little goal of my personal chip on my shoulder to success. I need to get the ideas that are out of my head for content the same way I needed to get the beat ideas out of my head for production. There are I'm sorry, I'm about to get deep. I had a dream about 2 days ago, and I'm share this. I had a personal tragedy in my life last week, and then I had a dream, and the dream was, yo, we're here for a short amount of time. If you were not here anymore, and I actually posted a video on one of my pages, if you cease to exist, what were the things that you would regret to have personally accomplished and done for your children or for your family that you can leave behind, that you have control over doing now? I repeat, if you weren't here anymore, you were in heaven or wherever you believe that you'll be at in the afterlife, and you look down and you say, damn, I really wished I released that. Maybe I really wished I released a series of beat tapes. I really wished I released a series of albums with me rapping on it. Oh, I'm too old to rap. I'm too this. No, stop putting limitations. What would you regret if you died today, God forbid? And then if you regret not doing it, then why don't you do it now? I'll leave y'all on that.
Something to think about, because yeah, you as far as I've been told, that you only get one opportunity, and nobody's came back and said, hey, this is my fifth time around.
Can you imagine?
So yeah, you need to have that deep conversation with yourself. But yeah, I think that I'm okay with where I sit. But this is just an extra goal that I have in my life as far as doing what I do. So it's multifaceted. It's not just monetizing social media so I can make money off of it. There are some other tentacles that breed off of this brainstorming session, but that's one of the main goals that I can see off the top of my head, because yeah, that's just the overall picture of where I think that I want to end. And like you said earlier, that you may start out here, but you may end up here. I see that happening, because I went from making 6, 7, 8 beats a day to now social media content. Like, the month of May has been the worst month of my beat making life that I've had in like the last 5 years, because I've been concentrating on content. I've been concentrating on uploading videos. So, like Kaleaf said, if you already got the freaking videos in the cut, now you have more time to go back and make beats and spend time making beats versus making content, because you have 100 videos in the cut waiting to go. At any given time, you can upload those videos, and you got them in the cut.
Let me give you guys one strategy that I have made for myself, especially when I go back into production, because I gotta make beats. Beats is my stress reliever. I love making beats. But when I get back into production, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna share this strategy for anybody when it comes to really monetizing on social media. Everybody watching this has times in a month or times of the year where they're super productive, where they are super duper productive. You know what I'm saying? Some people are super productive on weekends after a long week of work. Some people are productive when they get out of work. Some people are productive in the summer times, wintertime, whatever. Go hard at making beats for this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hard at making beats for a month. That's 30 days. I'm going to say I'm going to make 5 beats a day, or knowing my overachieving ass, I'm going to make like 20 beats a day, right? Just, I don't care. So let's say 5. 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 150 beats a month. If there's 4 weeks in a month, and a quarter of a year is 4 months, 4 times 4 is 16 weeks. If I'm gonna make 150 beats a month at 5 beats a day for 30 days, then that means that I can create video content for each of my beats to sell those beats over the course of 16 weeks. You notice how I like math. I
Yeah.
repeat, if you are super optimal one time, batch content in that optimal time and create your content, and then spread that content out throughout the month so it can funnel back to build your community. That's the gem, the last strategy I have. But again, if you guys want personalized custom strategies, hit me up in my link in bio. Invest in a consultation and have a direct, not just no conversation, because I don't like people that invest money and they don't get a return. At the close of my conversations, you will get a whole design custom PDF towards your specific content monetization needs for the next quarter of the year so that you can start making money. I hate people that sell consultations and they just talk to people. I don't talk, I strategize. It's not about speaking to me and saying, oh, I spoke to him, I invested this money, I spoke to him, I feel, and I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here for strategy that you can implement to change your social media marketing. That's it. I'm not into, I've had to give money back to people because I've told people, you are not here to implement strategy and put in work. When you do a conversation with me, I'll let you tell me what your problem is. I sit there and create tangible stratagem for you to implement and put in the work directly after the investment call. And then when you implement it, you will see results based on your brand content. I'll give you one example, and I'm really not trying to crap on the person. I got a real close friend of mine who has all the talent in his world, in his field. This person has been a celebrity DJ for Southern-based artists, and he knows every Southern-based hip-hop legend. True story. He invested in a consultation with me. I gave him, because based on his investment level, I gave him a 6-month strategy. He called me. The consultation was in October 2023. He called me last month and said, "Hey man, yeah man, I didn't do anything and didn't do nothing. I wonder if I can have a refresher." I said, "You're my homie. It's the only way I'm gonna do it. You're my homie, because usually it'd be another charge." I went over that 30-page document I designed for him because I'm big about what's the strategy, how to implement it, how is it custom. He refused to do the work. And I said, why are you, if you, listen, old keys, old thought processes, old strategies, old habits cannot open new opportunities. I told him straight up like that. Me, let's say today is what? Well, we're in June 2024, right? I'm not going to date it. We're in June 2024. You can watch this and say, I'm taking this seriously and I'm going hard. You will not be the same person June 2025 if you implement and keep to a consistent form of doing what you do that works. I told him, you're not willing to do the work because you're giving me excuses for every reason you cannot do something. I was like, yo, bro, we are friends. I want to maintain a friendship. And I never do this. I was like, here, take your money back. Good luck. I had another DJ hit me up. A DJ. Well, no, I'm not going to use DJ example. I use this. I have a homegirl hit me up. She has a catering business. She just started her business. She hit me up. She invested. She said, I heard about you, group referral, da-da-da-da. This girl is making 10 times the money she did 4 months prior. She called me directly after that call last October. She's pulling off $2,000 per gigs because she implemented stratagem. See, talk is cheap. People say they know everything, but to me, strategies are like workout routines. Like I just talked to Lonzie about this before. If I want to be proficient in Pro Tools, what do I have to do to be proficient? I got to record my vocals every day and make beats in that one DAW so that 6 months from now, I can walk in any studio and run people's sessions. Then we have this Pro Tools conversation.
Yeah.
But if you're not willing to put in the work for content, you're not willing to put in the work for your production career, you can't blame nobody but yourself. Last example. my wife came to me and she always regrets that I moved to New York from the Midwest because I had a whole life set out of the Midwest. She's like, I'm mad that I messed up your career. And I said, what? She said, I feel like you could have been like rich and famous if you didn't meet. I was like, no man on planet Earth should blame their spouse for their lack of success in one area. Maybe I wasn't supposed to be rich and famous, but I have to take the responsibility. Well, I'm kind of glad I'm not rich and famous 'cause I don't think that's a cool life, but that's another conversation entirely. I said, my failures or my success can't be put on another person because my success and my failures has to be based on what I define as success or failure and based on the work ethic I put in every day because the sum of everything that we do at the end of the day leads us to where we're going to be in a year. So if I want to be the biggest producer in the world and I made steps to contact and work with local artists, make beats with local artists, go to every music industry event, get a relationship with a DJ, and I did that every day for a year, you think I wouldn't be in the industry? See, again, people got to stop blaming external factors as to why they're not at the point of success that they defined. If I want to have let's use the better analogy than my stupidity at 16. If I really wanted to have a big muscular body, I gotta say for the next 5 years, here's my diet plan every day, here's my workout plan every day, here's my rest plan, here's the people I'm gonna hang out with, here's the gyms I'm gonna go to, here's the vegan options I might try. Maybe I might get to know some dietitians, and I have to focus on that schedule every day just to reach a goal in 5 years. It's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in health. It's the same thing in your spiritual life. It's the same thing in your production life. It's the same thing with content creation and making money. It's a lifestyle change. No, nothing happened overnight. And that's what gets people mad. Oh, but I seen these people, they say you go viral. What is the use of virality? Meaning a whole bunch of people have seen your content. But if you don't have a community, that virality will go away in a week.
Yeah, longevity.
Everything's hot for 5 days. But if you had a community that was with you the first year, with you the second year, you think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like we all have to be realistic to ourselves. The goal is not to blow up. The goal is to grow a community of people that you have built a bond with and added so much value with that you can be financially supplemented every month to pay your bills. That's it. And
You took the words out of my. You took the words out of my
sorry,
mouth.
one more thing. You know me, I missed the strategy. When you get a chance, every producer watching this, and you don't think that this is possible, go to patreon.com. patreon.com. What is that? That is a monthly subscription site. Type in the word in the search engine in patreon.com, podcast. Go through each podcast and see what they get a month. Just using a monthly subscription-based service. If you don't believe you can make money off of your content, I advise you to do that. Because and type in this podcast. It's called Chapo's Trap House. CHAPO Trap House. These dudes pull in 6 figures a month. And they barely show their face. If you don't believe anything I said about social media, go to patreon.com, type podcast in the search engine, and look at how much people are at least getting like 1,000, 3,000, 10,000. It can occur, but we have to change our lifestyle and make it occur. That goes for me. That goes for Lonze. That goes to anybody watching. Again, I don't have $10 million in my bank account yet. So that means we're all on the same level and we're all learning. But I'm at least making a consistent effort to be on Lonze's channel today. Yesterday I was on the channel.
And thank you.
On this, but thank you for giving me time on my platform. Sorry, you know me, I'll be chock full of strategy all day, but whatever.
No, the world needs to hear that, and I can appreciate it and shut my mouth to listen because I enjoy hearing, that information, and I know that people are gonna take it in and and accept it. And like you said, you took the word straight out of my mouth before I can say it. None of this happens unless you do the work. You got to do the work. And so what I was showing you, which you probably can't see because it's in red, but I wrote down all the metrics of the things that I needed to do since me and Kaleaf talked the first time, like April. When we talked in April, I wrote down what my metrics were on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
and where I was starting from YouTube. And every week I was consistent with writing down where my metrics hit every week. And every week my metrics have been doubling every week, just based off of doing the work. This is not just this is not just me just going off the top of my head and trying to figure it out. This is detailed and deliberate of how I'm gonna make it work,
But
and
you know what
so
that
that
reminds me of?
I
I'm
can
sorry.
see it.
You know what that reminds me of? I got a
Mm-hmm.
cousin who's a bodybuilder and a trainer, and he
Oh, they
does
write it down.
his daily dietary calories, salt, sugar,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, that's why you shape like an Avenger. I said, because I ain't got the patience to do that. He says, but I am taking the time out to measure the food I put in my mouth so I can see the body that I want to see. And when he told me that line, I was like, bing, that's literally the blueprint. If you want to be a great producer, if you want to be a great bodybuilder, if you want to be great in anything, you got to write down and study and analyze your metrics. I told about my
Makes
mother. I'm
sense.
really getting personal. I talk about my mother with this. She has bad health issues. I said, Ma, I know we're New Yorkers and we eat bacon, egg, and cheese every morning, but your blood sugar is telling you that might not be the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
the
you might need to
cholesterol is
stop with the
screaming.
sugar in the coffee. And she said,
Yeah.
it ain't that. I said, let's think about this. 7 days a week, just like every New Yorker, we scarf Starbucks down our face or coffee down our face that has sugar.
Mm-hmm.
You eat greasy bacon 7 days a week. You eat sweets. Of course, your body is dealing with diabetic issues and physical issues because of you didn't count or assess the
Right.
chart of what you're putting in your body. And what you showed is a good example to the producers. We all need an assessment metric. Here's my assessment metric for my channel. I need to put up at least 10 videos a week or edit 10 clips out of old videos and then repurpose them and put them on my page to direct and build my community. That's it. Or I need to take 10 videos and post them to my 12 of the, yes, I said 12. I'm obsessive. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, even Pinterest at times. You know what I'm saying? Rumble, Kick, Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So on and forth. They got an app called Social Club for weed smokers. Another conversation for another day. They got a fan base app. They got an app called Vero, was supposed to take over Facebook, but it's not. And they got Threads.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
so
mm.
again,
No
if you
excuse.
have all these apps and you make beats, you mean to tell me that you can't take one day out the week to do videos of you playing your beats? Producers, sorry, you know me, I'm chock full of strategy. Producers, take one day out the week, right? Record yourself over your drum machine in your DAW, doing videos of you playing your tracks, and put link in bio to release these beats and post them on, create 12 social media pages. Oh my God, that's a lot. How bad you want it, dude? It was about visibility, right?
Right.
You're going to have a TikTok. You're going to have a YouTube to put YouTube shorts. Instagram, Facebook, the new threads, meta threads, so on and so forth. Go to every app store in your Google Play Store or your App Store. Download every social media app, create a profile, and for the next 3 months, post your beat videos. And put link in, to download this beat link in bio, or to get on my newsletter link in bio, whatever, and have it in the video. You mean to tell me that you're not going to build a community like that? Again, I hear every time when it comes to the producer community, there's always naysayers who aren't willing to try, doubters who aren't willing to
Mm-hmm.
try, but there's like that 1% population that be like, F it, what I got to lose?
Yeah.
But I'll talk too much about strategy. But again, if you guys need a personalized, custom strategy that you tell me your problem, I create strategic solutions. Hit me up in my link on bio and invest in a consultation. That's what I would say. But thanks for having me on your platform.
Sounds
I don't want
good.
to talk too
Thank
much
you.
because I could talk about social media till my face is blue, as you can tell.
Well, that's pretty much it, man. Um, Again, I thank you for all the just using your brain to come up with strategy, and allowing us to pick your brain and talk about what it is that we're trying to move to as a goal. And you've kicked. Not that I didn't have a battery pack in my back. You just you know um, took a new battery and gave me a fresh perspective and a fresh start on how to move from where I was moving. So thank you, and I've enjoyed going on lives and seeing what happens by going on live. And I didn't know that that having live video on YouTube went to my watch hours, and as soon as those live videos went up, my watch hours went up. So I'm like, okay, that's another code that got cracked. So, how you gonna monetize social media? Rewind this video, listen to the steps that we lined out for you, and you should have a good strategy, a working strategy to figure out how to monetize your social media, and at least an idea of how social media works. So, catch y'all next time we're live. Again, I'm Beats by Lonze. That's my man Kaleaf Wins, and we are out of here.
Thanks, everybody. It was great to talk to you.
Peace.
If you hadn't done
Peace.
so already, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when we post new videos.
Yeah.
Also, check out the Day in the Life